All right, you guys. So we're going to get a look at the Black Series gaming greats. A couple of these guys, starting with the B1 Battle Droid from the Star Wars Jedi Survivor game. Really, really cool. That should be coming up very, very soon. And then we are also going to get a look at the Star Wars Jedi Survivor Riot Scout Trooper. And then lastly, we're going to get a look at the KX Security Droid Star Wars Jedi Survivor Droid. So we're going to get a look at these guys, starting with the box guys. So let's get a look at the box. So we have the two different style of boxes that we currently have out. Of course, we're getting the plastic material boxes being phased out. The Riot Scout Trooper will more than likely be one of the last of the figures that we will get with the plastic window, and this will be in favor of the box art cover style of boxes for your Black Series line of figures. So there you see a contrast of the two different box styles that we're kind of transitioning from and into. So really interesting to get a look at the two different style of boxes here together. So of course you always have your traditional Star Wars Black Series logo across the top. You have your non-plastic packaging figures. You have your Battle Droid and your KX Security Droid with very cool illustrations on the cover of their boxes, and then the Gaming Greats sticker on the side of each one of those, your prospective name of your character or figure there, your warning label, 4 and up, and of course you now have the plastic free label that is just underneath the Hasbro logo on your boxes for your plastic free packaging. And then for your traditional Gaming Greats box, of course you get to actually see your figure and all of the accessories that it comes with. Again, your Gaming Greats sticker off to the side, the banner, of course, your warning label, name of your figure, 4 and up, Hasbro logo. Very cool stuff for the front side of your perspective boxes here. And then getting you a look at the side of your perspective boxes here, you have your Riot Scout Trooper, your KX Security Droid, and your B1 Battle Droid. They follow each other all in the line, so of course you see that all of their side profiles kind of fade into one another, which is really, really cool, very nice. Starting with your Riot Scout Trooper. You have a very nice blue silhouette that leads up to the gray. And then of course you have a couple of TIE fighters and a Imperial Star Cruiser in the background. And then for your KX Security Droid, again, you have the light blue silhouette that goes up. And then of course you have your droid with his weapon, an electrical type of weapon. Not sure what type of weapon that is. Haven't had an opportunity to see this character in the game as of yet. Very cool background behind him. Very, very nice stuff. And then of course his portrait fades into our B1 Battle Droid, again with the blue silhouette fading into a very, very nice background behind your B1 Battle Droid. So very cool look at the side profile for your perspective boxes for the Gaming Greats line of figures. Very, very cool stuff. And then for the back of your box, you have the blurb for each one of your figures, your Black Series logo, an illustration of each one of your characters there, attention and other readables, Hasbro logo for each one of your boxes. In the line, your Riot Scout Trooper is number 14, your KX Security Droid is number 15, and then of course your B1 Battle Droid is going to be number 16 in the Gaming Greats Black Series line of figures, guys. Very cool stuff. Blurb on your Riot Scout Trooper reads, Riot troopers are deployed whenever the Empire needs to put down insurrections armed with batons with heavy shields. There are few opponents who can penetrate their defenses or stand against their brutal strikes. For the KX security droid, your blurb reads as formidable and specialized in close combat. These droids employ a combination of brute strength and rugged durability to capture and incapacitate enemies. And then lastly, for your B1 Battle Droid, these variant B1 droids have been reprogrammed and repainted to serve a new master years after the end of the Clone Wars and the rise of the Empire. So really cool blurbs on each one of your figures here. Nice illustrations and information on the back of the boxes. Very cool stuff there, guys. All right, you guys. So now we're going to pull our characters out of the box, get a look at the detail and all of the accessories. And then we will very lightly go over some of the articulation. But obviously, we've already received a particular variant of each one of these figures, which I'm sure the articulation is very much the same. So we will just lightly go over the articulation for these figures, guys. So and then we'll also get our figures in a very cool diorama, so please stay tuned. All right, you guys, so we have our figures out of the box, and first impressions right out of the box, I like all three of these figures. The variant design on all three of these guys is absolutely amazing. I really do like it. Even though they are repacked figures, I think there is a uniqueness to these that kind of separates it from its counterpart. We will get a comparison of the counterparts shortly after we go over the design and articulation and all of the accessories with these figures. But first impressions, I do like these variants of each one of these figures that we received here. My favorite right out of the box is the Riot Scout Trooper. I just really like the shield. Very, very nice touch. And unfortunately, I believe the right knee for my Biker Scout is a little loose, but I am able to pose him. And I think he is a really, really cool figure. Very, very nice, guys. So we'll go ahead and get a look at all three of these guys, starting with our B1 Battle Droid. I think we'll start with that guy. So let's go ahead and get you a closer look at the B1 Battle Droid. So getting you guys a closer look at the B1 Battle Droid. Obviously, we've received this guy previously in the line. A couple of different variants we've received already. We've received the Geonosis colored B1 and then your regular standard B1 droid. And now we have this particular variant of the B1 droid. He has a very, very nice color scheme. I believe there's a different design on the backpack as well. Specifically, the antennas, I believe, are a little bit different, maybe a little more sturdier than on previous versions of this particular figure. I believe the leg design, it may be a little bit different as well. I'll have to get a look at it when we get our comparison a little bit later on. But really, really nice, very cool. And it is nice to get a different variant of the B1 Battle Droid. So really, really nice stuff. Then of course he also comes with his blaster. Very cool blaster. No additional paint apps on there, just a standard black, but lots of detail. Very cool, very nice. And it is held in his hand very nicely. So very, very cool stuff. I'm gonna forego the articulation with this guy because it is exactly the same as all of the other variants of this particular figure that we've already received. So we'll go ahead and skip that particular portion of the review for this particular guy. But still in all, he is a very, very cool and very nice looking figure. Very cool stuff. So next up is going to be our KX security droid. Very, very cool. Again, another variant of the K2SO figure that we received very long time ago, actually, in the line. But still in all, he is a very, very cool, very nice looking figure. I love the little touch of red to kind of distinguish him from your K2SO. And then of course he has a very cool backpack. I don't know what specifically what the function is of the backpack, nor the wire that connects to his arm due to the links there. But you simply just wrap it around his arm after placing the backpack in place. And then of course he has his rod right here, electro rod, subduing his captive. So very cool, very nice. He does come with the 2 accessories, the rod and the backpack. It's really nice, very nice design on the backpack. Like the colors and the paint apps. Really, really nice. The texture, very cool, nicely done. And I think it adds a little bit to this particular variant of this figure. So very, very nice. I do like this figure a lot. Very cool. Again, we'll forego the articulation. We've done that previously on our K2SO. I don't believe there have been too many differences for this figure. I believe it is exactly the same for the exception of the paint apps and the backpack there. But very, very nice figure. Very, very cool stuff. And lastly, we have our Riot Scout Trooper. Very, very cool, very nice. Now, of course, we've received a few different variants. Obviously, originally, this was the Biker Scout. Then I believe we received another version of this particular figure as a Riot Scout Trooper without the shield and just the electro rod. And now we have him with the shield that also comes with the visor through the shield, which is really nice, very cool. One of the main reasons why I picked this particular figure up was for that shield. And I think it is a very cool addition. Very, very nice. Very cool. And then of course, you do get the additional red wire that is attached to the arm. But basically he is a repack figure, just with the exception of the shield. I do have a little scratch on the shield. I don't know if that was weathering or if that was something that was done in shipping. But other than that, just one little mark on there. The shield is very clean. Your figure seems to be very clean as well. So very nice. And of course, he has the same rod, electro rod as your KX security droid. It's really cool, getting you a look at the back. Some really, really nice stuff. Very, very awesome figure. Very interesting that he also has the holster on his boot there for the pistol, but he was not provided with a side pistol. But he does come with that additional weapon storage. Kind of lets you know that they're using a reuse mode for the figure, and just did not include that additional accessory, but he does have that feature nonetheless. Very, very nice figure. Again, we'll skip the articulation with this guy. Of course, I'm sure you've seen the articulation for this particular figure several times. It's just an old repurposed figure, but I do like the addition of the shield. Very, very nice. All right, you guys, so I wanted to get you a comparison of some of the counterparts for your gaming grade figures that we received recently in the line. Of course, you have your K2SO versus the KX security droid. Your KX security droid has a much nicer paint, more of a lacquered black paint, very solid, no scratches, as opposed to your K2SO has more of a dull matte finish and has lots of weathering, scrapes and whatnot all along his body. So there are some differences obviously between the variants. Of course, you have the red on the shoulder that K2SO does not have. The backpack, K2SO actually has an antenna on the back in place of the backpack to fill up those holes where the backpack would normally be placed. So just some very nice subtle differences between your counterparts here. And then of course you have your 3 different versions of the B1 Battle Droid. You have the original one here. You have your heavy battle droid here with the dirty brown Geonosis color. And then of course you have your B1 battle droid here for the gaming grades. Very, very nice, very cool droid. And again, very nice to have the different variant here to include with the rest of your B1 battle droids. And then lastly, you have, now what I have right here is the original Biker Scout, which is really cool. He's got his little pistol there. Same design, same exact figure. For the exception of the boots, you have more dirt, more grime on the boots for your Biker Scout, to where your Riot Scout Trooper has a much cleaner look. And then of course he has the shield and electro rod. Those would be the subtle differences between the two. But just wanted to get you a look at your counterparts for your perspective figures here. Very, very nice stuff. All right, you guys, so we're gonna get our figures in a very cool diorama, so please stay tuned. All right, you guys, so there you have your gaming greats KX security droid, your Riot Scout Trooper, and your B1 Battle Droid figures from the Gaming Great line of figures for the Black Series line of 6-inch figures. I love each one of these variants. My favorite would most definitely have to be the Biker Scout. I just really like the look, the shield is just very, very nice. I think he's a very posable figure. Of course, your KX Security Droid is also a very, very nice figure. Very awesome. I love the variant. I love the different colors for this particular style of this figure. Very, very nice. And then, of course, same with your B1 Battle Droid. Just the color scheme is very nice, very cool. And actually, he stands very, very well. I've only had to position him once, and he hasn't fallen over since. So that's very encouraging, given the fact that these guys frequently fall over. But we'll just have to see how long he'll last on the shelf in one position, guys. But let me know what your thoughts are in regards to each one of these figures. Have you picked them up? And then also one other thing I do want to include here in my review of these figures. This was my first opportunity to open the plastic free packaging for the figures, and I can tell you I'm not too thrilled about the packaging, the plastic free packaging, because one of the things I do like to do is put my figures back in the box and use the plastic the plastic that we've received with the previous figures holds those figures very nicely in the boxes. Very, very nice storage for your figures. If you don't have the room to just simply put your figures loose on the shelf, it is always nice to be able to put them back in the box. And then, of course, I also display the side portrait of my box with my figures included on the inside. So now that we have the plastic free packaging, you don't quite get the type of storage for your figure and all of the accessories that we've received in the past. Everything is kind of loose within the box, just not really good storage for your figure if you're someone like me who puts your figures back in the box. I most definitely open my boxes. That is not an issue. It's just the fact that I do like to place my figures back in the box. And I've always enjoyed the plastic that holds the figures and the accessories very nicely for storage. So I am a little disappointed with the plastic free packaging. I don't know if exactly how that's going to affect my collecting. I still enjoy collecting the figures. I still enjoy doing the reviews. Of course, with the price hike on the figures as well, that's made it difficult to army build. And these most definitely are army build type of figures. So I don't know to what extent will I be army building these particular figures due to the price hike with these figures. And then, of course, with the storage in regards to the plastic free packaging, also makes it very difficult to kind of want to army build these guys. So let me know what your thoughts are in regards to the plastic free packaging. Is it something that bothers you as much as it bothers me, or is it something that doesn't bother you at all? If you take your figures out of the boxes and just simply throw the boxes away, I'm sure this would not be an issue for you. But let me know what your thoughts are and put those comments down below. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost, may the Force be with you always.